Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. Of course, we're getting to the JRC, but before we do, a brief disclaimer and trigger warning. If you're unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you'll find the pertinent links right there in the description box for you. Trigger warnings. This channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We do use profanity. And when we cover things like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center or Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips or surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got children who are 16 and younger and they are watching this, parental supervision is very much advised. All right, back to the public comments in regards to the proposed final rule banning the GED device that was completed on 2023. Let me go ahead and we'll go ahead and read this here. This one says, I am autistic and have many friends with disabilities. Same. It is not fair that disabled people are hurt by institutions that are supposed to help them. By the way, JRC, just because you call it a school doesn't make it one. You treat those kids more like they would have been treated in institutions back in the day. And the fact that you keep some of your students way past any time that any other residential school would have kept them there. They would have been already sent on and integrated into adult services. That tells me again, you are not really a school. You are an institution that pretends to be a school. There's a huge difference there. And all the evidence I need to be able to say that with my full chest can be found on YouTube. Just type in Andre McCollins and School of Shock. You should be able to get it pulled up pretty easily. Let's continue. I want the FDA to pass a rule banning the use of electric shock devices for behavioral modification. If someone used such a device on me, I would feel like they didn't see me fully human. Again, due to my past, if anybody tried to use a device like that on me, I'm going to be honest. With the PTSD, my fight would kick in. Not my flight, my fight would kick in. And anybody who's ever dealt with me in a meltdown, between roommates and family members, and Paul over there, of course, can tell you, when I go into fight mode, it's not good. It's not good. They try to use that device on me. I would rip them off and use the device to beat them. That's not a joke. They would have my ass in jail. Other people would go into despair and really feel like they weren't seen, not just by the JRC, but by the family that has them continue to stay there, especially the parents that defend that school. Can you imagine what those kids must be feeling in regards to their parents? Can you imagine what they're thinking about how their parents see them? If their parents are out there defending JRC with their full chest, we know what they do. Not even I could imagine that level of betrayal and pain. The psychological impact of that. And it may not be true with some of those parents. Some of them are true believers. But be the person that's actually on the device for a second. Sit in their shoes. I don't want electric shock devices used on myself or the people I care about. So I don't want them used on people like myself and the people I care about either. Pretty simple, isn't it? All right, we're going to go to the next comment here. They say, I am a Massachusetts resident, and I have been following the situation at the Judge Rotenberg Center for a few years. It horrifies me, not only that people think it is acceptable to use corporal punishment on disabled people, but that they have invented a special device to automate the process. Speak on it! Get her a megaphone. I urge the FDA to ban the use of electric shock devices before more people are harmed. Thank you. Thank you. You're noticing it, right? We'll have the few that will defend the JRC, but by and large, most of the comments received are against the device. I think that is extremely telling, don't you? Let's go back here. We'll pull up the next comment. We're going to do a few of these. All right, this one here. I support a ban on the electrical stimulation devices intended for self-injurious behavior or aggressive behavior. For decades, people with intellectual and developmental disabilities have been tortured by these devices at the Judge Rotenberg Center. It is the only place in the country that still uses this barbaric and inhumane practice, despite substantial evidence that the shocks are painful and traumatizing to the residents. Alternative positive behavioral supports exist and are proven to be more effective. So, as you can see, this was another template, probably from ASAN. And I do love that they have those. Go to ASAN if you guys want to get a hold of your Congress people in regards to the JRC, Medicaid, what have you. Go to the Autism Self Advocacy Network.com. They do have already pre-written templates for you. Just put your name and email in for things like this. You can do the same with your own congressman. It will send it right to their office. For those who prefer calling, they also have phone scripts to discuss the different topics as well. So that is autismselfadvocacy.com. ARC also has some of those as well. ARC of the United States has some templates both for JRC and for Medicaid, Social Security, and what we have going on in the world right now. So just type in, you should be able to Google it. The ARC of the United States and their webpage should pull right up for you. All right, let's go to one more comment. All right, here we go. It says, I am the partner to an autistic person. I want the FDA to pass a rule banning the use of electric shock devices for behavior modification. The use of these devices is incredibly painful for the recipient, and considering many autistic people often suffer from issues of overstimulation, the effect of the shock will be even worse on them than on the average neurotypical person. It also is inhumane to use these devices on people. The United Nations has stated that the use of these devices constitute torture. They have no place in a treatment plan meant to improve anyone's life. Please pass the ban. I mean, that's straightforward. Straightforward. UN Special Rapporteur on Torture even doubles down after the JRC said they just don't understand. You're talking about individuals who have studied torture for a good majority of their lives. That is their field of expertise. They're going to know torture when they see it. Okay? Of all the nonsensical arguments I've seen, that one from the JRC is one of the most moronic. All right, folks, on that note, we're going to go again and head on out for the night. We don't get very many views on this channel, and the few we do tend to get removed from time to time. So please, folks, don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, Don't forget to hit the comments, and don't forget to double check and make sure that you are set up to receive notifications. We do have several series we are working on right now on the channel, and I don't want you to miss anything. I do appreciate your time, and as always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea do hope you have a good one. By we, I mean me and my very sleepy cat over there. He's sleepy. I appreciate your time, and as always, we hope you have a good one. Bye-bye, everyone.